Talk about low-budget flights, no food or movies? I'm out of here. I like running better. Welcome back, YouTube viewers, to another video. Alright, so I've been rewatching Ninjago some recently, and as I recently watched the episode TikTok from season 1, and as I was rewatching it for, I don't know, the 10th time or something, something about it finally clicked with me, which is that this is maybe the most important episode in the entire show. I've never seen anyone talk about this before, and this shouldn't be too long a video, but I thought it was interesting enough to be worth a video topic. So, without further ado, let's dive on in. I mean, this is the episode where we learn about Garmnon's backstory, which is, really important. Because before, all we know about Garmnon is that he's the evil Dark Lord, Sensei Wu's brother who got corrupted and was cast down into the underworld. And then he has Samukai steal the golden weapons that will create a vortex through space and time, allowing him to finally escape this ghastly place. And that's all we know about Garmadon. That's it until this point. But then in this episode, we find out that he and Sensei Wu weren't just brothers, they used to be best friends. But then one day, Garmadon got bitten by the Great Devourer, as it infected him with its evil venom, turning him slowly making him worse and worse until one day he eventually became Lord Garmadon. That is, even if that were all we got on this episode, it would already be really important. Which, also, side note, if you've seen the last, I think this is revealed in the very last episode of the entire show, but the Overlord says to Garmadon and Crystallized, "I was the one who planted the Great Devourer in your yard. I was the reason you turned evil," which does actually make a lot of sense. And in fact, I think that might have been something that was in the writers' minds the whole time. It was just something that was never said. I mean, the Overlord had his was planning things for thousands of years, as he says, which means he would have to know that Garmadon was going to turn evil. But it makes sense that, hey, he put the Great Devourer there so Garmadon could turn evil, and eventually, one day, he'd work with the Overlord. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, we get Garmadon's backstory this episode, already super important. But I think what most people remember this episode for is Zane's backstory, when we finally find out that he is a robot. I've seen this scene of Zane finding out who he used to be, or I guess where he came from, and it still always gets me to cry. There's just something about this scene, as quick as it is, and it's even a bit sudden too, but it just really leaves an impact. As we get Zane's whole life flashes before his eyes, he cuts back to the beginning, when his father says, "Hello, Zane." And we get this whole sort of black sepia tone colored montage of Zane and his father and the Falcon. As we see Zane's father slowly getting older and older until we see him on his deathbed and he shuts off Zane's memory switch. I mean, it's so sad. But yeah, this is also one of the most important parts of the entire show. We find out that Zane is a robot, which, that comes in handy quite a lot of times. Both in terms of the ninja can use his abilities because he's a robot, and then also when the show wants to force drama, they can say, Zane, he got super damaged and beat up, yeah, because we're allowed to do that because he's a robot. To be fair, the only time I thought that was a problem was in Season 8. That just was terrible. Zane gets beat up in the beginning of an episode, and then they changed the intro music to be the Zane's death music. That was laughably terrible. Anyway, though, yeah, this is really important. Yeah, we already get Zane and Garmadon's backstories in one episode. But that's not all. This is also the episode where the Serpentines finally get the map to the 4 Silver Fang Blades. And with them, they can unleash the Great Devourer! So yeah, that's here. I mean, it's not like the entire plot of the season essentially revolves around the Fang Blades. And yeah, this is about halfway through Season 1, so the whole second half of the season, the whole plot wouldn't really happen if not for the subplot of this episode. Which, can I also just say that, did the people who wrote the prophecy of the hint of the Fang Blades, did they seriously expect the Serpentine Generals people to figure it out figure out what when the five fangs unite means. It doesn't mean when the five tribes unite. It means, oh, when the venom and the five general staffs get mixed together on paper, it forms a map to the Fang Blades. Like, that's some pretty convoluted stuff. Who knows? Maybe they intentionally did it. But yeah, we get all that in one episode. We even find out what Traveler's Tea is. This isn't something that's brought up that often in the show, but it's pretty important. I mean, I think this is also the episode where Mistake is introduced, and once we get to seasons 8 and 9, Mistake is really important. And she's introduced here just completely casually. Sensei Wu walks into her shop, asks for Traveler's Tea, and she tells him, "You know, those who drink this stuff never come back." Yeah, Sensei Wu uses the Traveler's Tea as a portal to go find Garmadon. And yeah, he finds Garmadon at the end of the episode, and Garmadon helps the ninja in the rest of the season. This is also at the end. I guess you can't really see it, but technically this is the first appearance of Garmadon's four arms in the last second. And Traveler's Tea, you want to know when it comes up again. It's used by Jay and Nia in season 6. The ninja use it or given at the end of season 8, which transports them to the realm of Oni and Dragon for all of season 9. The ninja used Traveler's Tea to get to the Neverrealm in season 11. Like, that's just all mentioned here for the first time. Yeah, I don't know why, but this is... Oh yeah, and this is also the episode where we see Zan unlock his true potential. He is the first ninja we see unlock his true potential. So, yeah, Zane's backstory, Garmadon's backstory, Traveler's Tea, the map to the Fang Blades, true potential, all that stuff is in one episode. It's just really amazing when you think about it that so many important parts of the show are all in this single episode, 22 minutes. Like, that's really impressive, gotta say. I mean, you even get some other... Well, no, I guess that's about it. I can't think of anything else this episode adds, but who knows, maybe there is even more. I just think it's really interesting that this one episode sets up so much. I mean, you could say that, well, yeah, it's this episode that kind of is right in the middle of the season. It makes sense they want to set up stuff here, but it doesn't just set up stuff here. It ends up introducing concepts that get used way later in the show. I think it's really impressive and just kind of interesting, you know? I know this isn't a very long video, but I wanted to get something out, and I wanted to talk about this, so that's all for now. And remember to stay way past cool.